a podcast called Strangest Fruit.
Reporting live, Pleasant Valley State Prison. This is Didontae Farmer with your interviews. Oh, I'm just messing around. Strangest Fruit podcast here live at Pleasant Valley State Prison. We are here and we busting atoms. We're changing the narrative. We had the AW on earlier. We had Mr. Shin. We got my man Danny back there doing the takes and all that. So everybody's learning something and fellas getting to know each other. And now we coming to the point, the hard part, talking to these guys. Nat and...
Yahar.
Who?
Yah.
Yah?
Yeah.
Like Y-A-H?
Y-A. Y-A.
Does that have a specific meaning to it?
No, just a name.
Like, is that a name or a nickname?
A name. That's my name.
Yah.
Yah.
Really?
Yahar. That's my full name.
Oh. And Nat?
Yes, sir.
Nat.
Nat.
Who is Nat Turner?
A runaway slave. Got him.
Is this really? Oh, he knows about Nat. No, I'm messing around. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I walked past him. I was like, what's your name? He was like, my name's Nat. Like, do you know who Nat is? He's like, no, I don't know who Nat is. Nat Turner, the revolutionary runaway slave. Boy, you're gonna be the famousest boy.
For sure.
That's right.
So tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Fresno, California.
Fresno,
I'm a Chippewa Cree Native American, Rocky Boy Reservation from Montana. And yeah.
Originally from Montana?
No, I'm originally from
Fresno?
California.
Okay.
I was born in Walnut Creek, Contra Costa. Moved to Fresno when I was infant, you know. Been here my whole life. Been to the res a couple times.
To the res?
Yes, sir.
I have no native slang, so the res is new. That's what we use. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You been to the res, bro?
Yeah, I've been to a res.
That's right.
And
I'm from Fresno, California. Yep.
What?
I was
both
born
from
in Detroit.
So
Yeah.
you mean y'all been here together this whole time? You didn't know he was from Fresno
We
too?
met one other guy from Fresno. He's
Wow.
in here, surprisingly.
It's crazy.
Surprisingly. Yeah.
So how was life for Fresno growing up? Well, you're older, so we'll go with you first.
It was cool. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a farm country.
What is it?
Basically, farm country. There's a lot of farming. Nowadays, it grew up. There's more. There's a lot of subdivisions, gang members, everywhere. It's just, that's the life in Fresno. It's a good town.
Is that the same for you?
Yeah, I got the 10-year-old, like, you know, different version. I got like the city, the subdivision, you know, ghetto life, you know.
Did you say ghetto life?
It's a little ghetto, you know, like, yeah, for sure. You know, it's poverty, low income poverty. Like everybody I know grew up on HUD housing, Section 8, you know, all that, you know, like
Right.
nobody ever had a job over $20, you know.
So with the 10-year difference, what were the causative factors or the problems that led you to being here? Like what
I would say it has to be like money-wise.
money?
Growing up, we didn't have much, you know.
Economic
Yeah,
hardships?
economic hardships, and then you always see people had and you didn't have, so you went out and did what you had to do. You know, get what you get, rob people,
So
steal.
you were a
whatever.
robber?
Yep.
We have something in common. Farmer stick-up kid, you know, that was my thing. And Do you go to the parole board, or you want to go to the parole board? or
No,
you
I
haven't?
got life without. I don't got a parole date or
For
nothing.
robbery?
No, I'm in there for murder, but
Oh shit!
it all ties into my case. It's a robbery, murder, all put together.
So a person with life without, what does time mean to you?
Essentially, time is like, it doesn't really mean nothing. It's every day is the same to me. It's, when I first came here, when I first came to prison, it was more of, I ain't never getting out, so I have to deal with this circumstance and live the way I live in here. So I adapted my life to not care about whatever happened on the streets. I did what I had to do, started off in the 4 yards back then, so I just never cared for programs. I never had any like mentors that really pushed me to get into programs like how there is today in prison systems. Like there's a lot of programs people really push to do it. I never took the opportunity to do it because I had nothing to live for. What's the use of even doing it? It was not like I was going home. And you know how everyone has a persona when you first come to prison, you're trying to be that dude. So you did what you had to do to prove yourself, and you were that dude. You felt like you had accomplishment, whatever, and you knew you was in there forever. So it's like that's all you could base your life on, was to get that respect. Once you had that respect, you just try to run with it.
Do you still feel like you're gonna be in here forever?
No. Now all these laws that come in the past, and I seen people go home, and all like people that I thought would never possibly would ever or go home at all actually went home, And it's like, damn, he went home out of everyone? Like, man, I'm going home. Even though I have all the time I have, I know one day I probably will get out because I changed. I got a lot more insight than I did when I first came into prison due to all these classes that I did take that I didn't really care to take it. I took it for a certificate. That's basically the most part I went for, just to get that certificate. So if I do end up going to board, whatever, I have that. But I never really took it seriously,
Invested. You didn't really,
I didn't invest until later on when I really start seeing the laws change. And, that time it was too late. I really didn't really invest in those classes. So I didn't learn, or I thought I didn't learn, until we start doing, like, when I was in Calipat, they started a group called LWAP Alliance Group. That's what really opened my eyes, because everyone in there was LWAP. And I knew some of them from before, from the 180, from the level 4s. So I ended up wanted to really be in there, and I didn't want to disappoint them because they're my peers. They know what I've been going through. People that didn't have life without didn't understand the struggles we went through. Once I understood that they knew, it's like I have more of that unity with us, It was like a brotherly thing, like we knew each other. So for them, I would, participate, do what I had to do for my LWAP community.
When you cut off the outside world, how hard has it been for you over the years to get that, just the people acknowledge you out there, say, hey, you're our family? How long did it take for you to get that back? Because once you say, I'm gonna cut it off, like me and YA, I cut off all socializing with people on the streets. Why? Because YA is some whole nother shit that you don't want to deal with. I'd rather, if they ask me today, you can do 17 years in YA or 17 years in prison, I'm gonna choose 17 years in prison over YA off top, because that shit don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So being that you cut off the world, at what year did you say, hey, I'm gonna reach out and be like, hi, I'm still alive?
I'd say around about 2014, 15, before I end up leaving from the 180s.
How long had you been down already?
About 9 years.
So a whole decade of no communication.
No, I had communication with my sisters and them, like my loved ones, but it wasn't direct communication because that time the phones were expensive.
Yeah.
So it was hard to call them and everything. And when you did get a call, it was on if you were in line.
Right.
Because you know how it is. It's one phone, about 30 dudes in a pod.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fight.
Yeah. So so it was hard just to get a phone call. And when you didn't have a job, you're A2B, you don't only get one a month, and they keep count of that.
Mm-hmm.
So you wasn't getting on that phone like that.
Right.
And it was hard. Just starting out my basically prison career, it was hard to get on the phone. So it was like easier for me to cut them off than try to, force to get a phone call or get into a little politics of, how the prison system is. So it was easier for me just to cut them off, or not cut them off, but just when I get an opportunity to talk to them, I would. But it wasn't something I thrived at,
Right.
And it was easier that way. Maybe subconsciously, I'm not sure.
What's your nationality?
Hmong.
Hmong?
Yeah.
1 second. 10-year delay to where he was at and you coming into prison. What was it like for you coming in? What first, if you don't mind me asking, what led you to coming in here?
What led me to get in here? Like, my childhood or like
Well,
my crime?
I mean, if you want to go deep,
I
we can
mean,
Barbara
I
Walters
really
and
want to
shit
go
if you
that
want
deep,
to.
you know. My crime, I was a drug addict, you know. I still am an addict, you know. Trying to get over that, you know, getting over the hurdles, and it comes every day, you know. I shot somebody. I shot somebody 9 times. It was an attempted murder. They dropped it down to the guy was a gang member. Um, he didn't testify, so they gave me a deal, dropped it down to assault with a firearm, and I'm doing 16 years. Probably do like 11 or 12 out of that.
When you hear how it was for him coming in, how do you feel?
Man, I'm grateful that I don't have the struggles that he has. To be honest, you know, I'm fortunate. Like I'm really sorry about that, you know, but
What's the longest you ever been on a lockdown before?
not long at all. I don't even want to say, you know, because it's not nothing compared to these guys, you know. Maybe 60 days, maybe 60 days.
Yeah, 60 days.
60 days without leaving the
see.
house, which ain't nothing compared to years and years on end, you know.
Longest you ever been on a lockdown?
Yeah. Same.
3 years, isolation, solitary confinement. Your skin starts to take on another color. You get real pale. I mean, I've been dark before, and I've been sitting in that cell for about close to a year. I ain't did that in no 3 years. Your skin take a new tone. Your hair look different. Your eyesight gets to tripping. Your hearing start doing some shit that it ain't supposed to do. You get ultra sensitive to the sound of the toilet flushing, hearing water drops and all that. If you were to come during his time and knowing who you were or who you are as a person, what would be your coping mechanism to deal with life at the rate that he was at?
I probably would have self-destructed, you know. You know, his methods of just cutting people off, that's not the way I do it, you know. Like unfortunately, I'm very selfish, you know. Like I would have been getting high and I would have been destroying my life, and I have loved ones and family and kids and all that, and they would have been just, you know, that would have hurt them, and it just wouldn't have mattered to me because that's just the way I was, and I could see if I would have come in here with LWAP that wouldn't have changed it. That would have probably made it worse, you know. To be honest, if I'm, you know, like yeah, I'm pretty glad. Like I think the circumstances that I'm at, I think mine is more of like just a good punishment, you know, like. And I did need that. I needed a good 10-year punishment to set me straight, to be real, you know, 15-year punishment, because for the first year and a half, I didn't even have that life, you know, that thought of, okay, yeah, man, I gotta change, I gotta be better. I was just like, man, I can't wait to get out, you know, I can't wait to get my sentence, get my time, and get back to these streets, get back to the you know, whatever, you know.
And then you figured out it don't work like that.
It don't work
It get
like that.
real slow.
Man.
Real slow.
Yeah, and especially when coming in, like all my family was real disappointed, real upset. You know, like they didn't ever leave me, but I got the cold shoulder. I got the feeling that, man, I fucked up. And it's like when you go from like love from people to like getting like a part of that, and you're like, damn, well, what's up? Like you don't even want to answer my phone calls no more. You don't want to. And it's just like you understand that it's your actions. Like this is all because of you.
But
like,
do you respect it now
of
that
course.
they gave you the cold shoulder?
Hell
Dude,
yeah,
'cause
I needed it.
It's two different type of people when dealing with the drugs that I've come across. You got the family that supports that person, such and such calling home, oh, I'm in debt. They're going to help pay the debt. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Oh, we got you. They're going to keep supporting that. And then you have the people that say, hey, 9 times out of 10, it's the family members that's in church, or you got the military backing, or they just strong-willed. No, you messing up. We don't support it. Do your time, and we don't want to hear none of that shit. Do you believe that if they would have further been your crutch, it would have been a hindrance to your success?
Oh, of course. Yeah, if I were to be able to call home and be like, oh, don't, you know what? Instead of putting money on my books, can you send it to this person? Oh, why? Oh, I'm just buying food from them. You know, they'd be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Like, why would you tell me that? You know?
And then
I'd have been cut off. I'd have been done. You know, like, and I don't want to lose my support. I don't want to lose my family because that's all I have right now. You know, and so that kind of it wasn't a hindrance. It was more like a uplifting. It was more like a, you know, like a benefit to be better, to change, because I want that.
How often do you try to put yourself in other people's shoes?
Not very often. When it comes to people I care about and stuff like that, you know, I think about both sides of it, you know, like my family and stuff like that, like I'm saying. But when it comes to like me and this guy, like this first time I probably would have put myself in his shoes when I was thinking about that question you asked me, you know? Like I wouldn't just like I put myself in your shoes the other day when I heard your story, and I was like, damn, you know, like, that's crazy. This guy's coming in here. He came in here again yesterday for the first time. He was probably tripping, you know?
No,
No?
no.
I'd have been tripping, you know, like walking around here, the keys jingling, like that. That's one of the things I hear that I like always puts me back in a place, you know?
It's a blessing and a curse, bro. It's a blessing that I'm able to endure so fucking much. You endure all this to be able to, people ask me, how are you still sane? Or how are you able to do this? And I'm like, I got a cause and I got a meaning that I'm trying to do something. It means something to me. You know what I'm saying? If tomorrow one of y'all got out, I'd be so damn satisfied. I'd be so happy. I'd be like, hey, bro, what you trying to eat? I'm trying to give you that first meal. I'm gonna take you to get your first meal because I got out and I didn't have that. My homegirl had to go get me my first meal. You know, my family couldn't even afford to give me a bike. I had to go use one of my homies' bikes. I had to use hand-me-down shoes. For 6 months, I was still using state soap that I transpacked home with because I knew I was finna get out on my ass and not have nothing. So I said, all right, I got all this damn soap in here. Let me just take it home. Soap is soap. You got dudes laughing. Oh, you using this? Or you still wearing your prison shoes? So what? Because a year later, that same dude got his funky ass back in jail because he want to be with the Joneses and popping and put on all the chains. You always got to have a sacrifice for the come up. All right, I sacrificed 18 years. Brody over there did 20 years. Rochelle McGee just got out after being denied at the parole board 19 times. The longest political held prisoner in the United States. He had to be rolled out in a wheelchair, but he never gave up.
Wow.
In Mississippi, they just found 200 dead bodies of inmates buried behind the prison. And their families thought that they were missing. 200 inmates. So who the fuck am I to say, oh, I'm not gonna go back into a prison and help the people that helped me. Help the people that fed me. Help the people that told me, hey, go to college. Or when I got back there to the shoe, the dudes that sent me the soups and gave me the radios or showed me how the proper way to work out or said, hey, it's a different way to handle this, you know, handle it diplomatically. Stop thinking so emotional. Drop your ego, because egos will get you killed. That's the conditioning. Now let's put each other in some shoes. This is, you know, this is gonna be a good one. You gonna call me. No, I'm gonna call you. Who's the person that you would call a lot and be like, hey, I need something?
Me?
Yeah.
Like my sister probably. Call my sister.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. What's her name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Call me. Just say, you know, 3 rings, and I'll pick up and I'll say it's Alexis.
You want me to call you?
Or let's see. Yeah, you call, and then I'll be Alexis. So do 3 little quick rings.
All right. Ring, ring, tiddling, tiddling, tiddling.
Okay. Now, eyes still closed. Ask me, say, hey, I have a message for you.
All right. I have a message for you.
Now tell me, Nat is in the hospital. Something's happened to him. He had an overdose. He's dead. Say it to me.
Yeah. Nat's in the hospital. He had an OD. He's dead right now. He just died.
Now, me being Alexis, my brother just called me asking for some money to buy some food, to buy a package. Now I gotta be faced with this fucking phone call, somebody calling me to tell me that my family member is dead and I'm the reason why they're dead indirectly because I sent some money to further his drug addiction. Open your eyes, Nat. How would you feel having to sit like that for the rest of your fucking life? Fuck prison. For the rest of your life, knowing that you told a lie that led to another lie that led to somebody feeding your addiction, and now you have to live with being in prison to yourself outside of prison for the rest of your life.
Wow. It's fucked up. Man, I wouldn't want my sister to feel like that, you know?
Has your sister ever did time?
Nah.
Why
I'm the
you
only
t-
person in my family that ever been.
You the only person in your
trouble.
family that done time? No, you're not.
Yeah. Oh, no,
No,
my dad did.
No.
No.
No. Your family's doing time with you because you're doing the time. They're all affected. How many times they look on the TV and they seen something? I seen the thing on the news the other day. I was like, damn, what's going on? That's horrible. Like, what the hell is going on? They doing it with you, bro.
Yeah.
That's that insight. That's the insight that you have to learn yourself before you get to the parole board. CDCR can't make anybody in this room be rehabilitated unless you want to actually be rehabilitated. They got different programs. It's just what matches you. What do you want to be? I ask the kids that. What do you want to be?
I mean, that's what I'm struggling with right now, is because like I'm at that wanting to be rehabilitated and getting into all these things, and not using and not calling my sister and asking her to send money somewhere anymore, like I haven't been doing. And so like what I'm on now is my career trip. Like, what do I want to do? I don't want to have a job. I want to have a career. I want to make a decent amount of money. I want to be educated. I want all these things, but where does that start? Where does that start now? Like, I mean, I understand it starts now, but what if I start on the wrong path, right? I'm in a college right now, but what if I take all these college classes and they got nothing to do with the career I'm going to do when I get out? What if I want to drive heavy machinery when I get out? Like, that's the thing, is I don't know what I want to do,
Normal
and I don't
people,
want to choose a job that in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years when I get out from now, that is irrelevant, Like, they got welding classes, they got carpentry classes, they got all these things, but I done seen a thing the other day where they're 3D printing houses. I'm like, well, what the hell? I mean, what if I get out now? I ain't got no carpet. I got all this carpentry shit I've been on, and they printing houses now.
we talked about this yesterday. I love it. Want to know why? Because it's normal people issues.
Yeah.
That's regular people problems that you're going to have to deal with. But if you go take a class and then that class ain't working for you, take another class.
Right.
Take another class.
Yeah.
That's still a notch underneath your belt. You know how many people told me when I got out of prison, said, yo, I'm finna be a dog trainer. Man, they laughed at me. I'm talking about laugh. Like, she the pops off Friday. You a fucking dog catcher. And it was something. Even my own mom, she was sending her friends, hey, your mom said this job ain't working and whoop, whoop, whoop. So how about you come drive buses? I was telling them, that's not my dream, though. That's not what I see for myself. I don't want to be no fucking bus driver. No disrespect to the bus drivers, the plumbers, the prostitutes, or whatever the fuck they are out there. It's just not for me. So you got to find out what's for you. If you fail, at least you know what not to do. But don't sit here and just put yourself in circles, because you're just going to continue the confusion.
Yeah.
3 things right now, 3 good qualities about yourself. You're a runaway slave. That's a good one.
Slave.
Yeah, there you
Slave.
go.
I'm also a singer.
You a singer?
Nat King Cole.
You sing?
No, but I mean, if I'm a runaway slave, I'm a singer, right?
Man, I understand.
I'm a happy, positive, and loving guy.
All right.
That's what I am. Always smiling, always uplifting.
Why not be a life coach?
Because I don't really know what to tell people. I got too many problems right now. Like, if I got all these problems, how am I gonna help solve yours? I gotta get to my own. I gotta get my life planned first. I gotta get my my goals in order. And I do have goals, but I just don't know how to achieve them yet.
Okay. What is your first goal?
I mean, to get educated.
How far have you in your education?
I mean, I'm in college, so like that's as far as I'm at right now.
All right.
I mean, I took college out there a couple semesters and then fell off, drugs and stuff like that, and so now I'm back in.
What are you majoring in?
That's the thing, is I'm not majoring in anything. I've just wrote business down because that's what came to mind, but I don't know what I want to major in. Like, there's just so many opportunities in the world for work to make money that it's just unfathomable for me to think that this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna major in. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm stuck on what I want to do.
So we got a film producer. We have a audio video expert. We have another film producer, audio video expert. We have college graduate, PhD, doctorate, COs, all that. Have you asked any of these people about their careers?
Yeah, I talked to the sound guy. I've talked to a couple people. But it's just I don't know.
Have you talked to the guys in here?
No, not specifically.
See, the AW said it best. He said, you know, you have to have your people that support you help you. So in order to get to the audio guy, you holler at Mr. Shin over there. One of the reasons why I like Mr. Shin so much is he's straight to the fucking point. If you got it, you don't got it. You got it. It's just he give me those type of vibes. So that's just something. Have you wrote these things down?
Nuh-uh. I have not wrote it down.
How can you help him?
All I can do for him is just, you know, help him get motivated to do what he do from my life experience, you know. As long as you do what you want to do and you're true to yourself, you'll be all right. Don't let the next man dictate what you're going to do with your life. Do what you want to do. It's easier that way.
Yeah.
And then if you need a support group, you know, the inmates on the yard,
Yeah.
certain people you could go to and talk to them. You got to feel confident enough to talk to your peers.
Yeah. See, that's where I'm at. I don't know what I want to do. I mean, I keep saying it, and that's the truth.
What do you feel that's calling your name?
I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know, because there's so many things, right? I could lay concrete. I could build houses.
All
I
right,
could do
here
this.
go
I don't
one
even
for
know.
you.
I'm just saying those things because I've done them, you know, and obviously I don't want to do them anymore.
Have you
because
drove trucks before?
I have not. I my uncle, my grandpa, well, my ex-grandpa drove truck, and I went on a couple little, you know, truck driving things with him, and that was cool and all. But I don't see myself sitting down all day, you know. Like I'm active. I'm a, you know, guy. You know, I like to move around. I like the outdoors and stuff like that. I mean, maybe a park ranger, you know, like so. But then, how much does a park ranger rent?
They actually,
Ranger, I don't want to make 50 grand a year. I want to make 70, 80 grand a year. You know, like, but that's just unrealistic. I know I have to start somewhere. You know.
But it shouldn't matter how much you make if you like
I
your
mean,
job.
it does though, because
you
I
know?
got kids and a family, and I have aspirations. I have things I want to do in my life. I don't, you know, I want to make money, you know. And I know that's sad to say because I don't want to be materialistic, but I want to be comfortable. I don't want to struggle. I want to be able. If you needed some help, I want to be able to help you. If you needed some help, I want to be able to help you. You know, like.
would the kids love a dad who's always gone, although he has the money and he's able to bring in the money, but he's not happy where he's at and he's not here? Because I met a guy who's one of the big major corporation dudes. He has a big ass nonprofit. And after a while, I started to notice something about him. I was like, he jumped from one addiction to another addiction. So he left the drugs alone, the alcohol alone, but he left that addiction and turned his job into his next addiction.
Yeah, like tech, right?
And that same way, just do tech under the.
Like tech, you know, you like you said, he picked up more responsibilities, more jobs.
So how are you gonna weigh that out?
That's where I'm at now. You know, I still got plenty of time to figure out exactly what I want to do and to find these and to get these plans and goals in order, you know. And it sucks that it took me this long, 29 years of my life to get it together, but you know, like I wanted to get it together,
Bro,
you know?
Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his big hit till he was down there 50 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's never
And
too
that's
late.
sad. That's sad, you know?
Hell no, it's not sad.
As hell, you know?
How-
He spent 50 years of his life not doing it right, you know?
How do you explain to me how that's sad?
I mean, because it took him 50 years, right, to figure out to get to where he wanted to be. I mean, I feel like I mean, it's not sad, but that's just a lot to go through. You know, like how much struggle did he have to go through? How much did he put his family through? How much, you know, like it's shit like that. You know, like I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to do any of those things. But I know that that's a reality of life. You know,
You're going to struggle.
right.
You're going to hurt.
Yeah.
You're going to feel betrayed by the people that are closest to you. People going to deny you because of how you look, where you've been, where you from, how you talk, the fact that you had an addiction. That all that shit gonna come. It's you're gonna get denied to buy certain cars. Why I did that? Insurance not right. You're gonna get denied to move in houses. Why? Your bills ain't right, the insurance ain't right, and who you are. That's shit, even a pit bull get judged. I can't even move into a house because I got a pit bull.
Yeah, I know that.
It's just the things that we got to go through. It's you know, why not? I want to feel it. I want to do all. I want to feel all the shit that I need to feel that every single other person in life has felt, so I can be like, all right, okay, I went through it. I endured it. What's next? Only difference between you guys and the outside people is that a lot of them haven't been caught yet, or they're never going to get caught. And another thing is you've been through something that none of them can ever fucking experience. People say, I will kill myself if I was in your shoes. I couldn't do it. I will die before I have to sit in a prison cell. The question is, what the fuck you gonna do while you in that prison cell to make you better than every other person that's out there that's gonna buck up against you to say you don't got it? You slow, you probably can't send an email, you don't know how to type, you don't have a college degree, you live in Fresno. You automatically gonna be pinned as a bulldog.
True.
What now?
Yeah, that's, you know, that's
So I don't look at it like it's sad. I look at it like this. When I walk into a prison and I let my bros know that I went and walked all that shit off and I'm able to walk back in there after doing 18 years with 2 strikes and looking at another life sentence after being stabbed in the neck and sitting in a shoe and framed for some shit I didn't do, nah, that's an honorable moment right there. Now my next phase is, how am I gonna conquer the financial market? So now, not only am I bringing myself, I'm bringing my own funding to say, this is what I'm bringing for my people. What y'all gonna do with this? So when bros get out of jail, they don't have to be like, oh, nobody was there, or they can't find a job, or this place won't hire me because I'm overqualified, or this place won't hire me because now when you go get a job, you have to take a mental health test. I didn't even know that. They put you on a mental health thing, and if you answer those mental health questions wrong, you can't work in their store because they think you're mentally incompatible with certain questions I'll ask you. If your coworker came in today and they were having some mental health issues, or they were depressed or upset, should you A, leave your job to go help them? B, finish your job and then go help them with their job? C, completely ignore it? Or D, none of the above?
I'll ignore it. You know,
You will not get the job. I found out the hard way. You're supposed to go and help your coworker and then notify somebody else. See where the prison mind state.
I'm mad at that, you know.
Prison mind state. Mind your business, don't get nobody else's
Yeah.
business. The world's mind state. I need to help my coworker.
Yeah, see.
Blew my mind. I was like, I don't even know these people. I came to get paid to be a
Right. Do my
a
job.
dog trainer. I did not come to get paid to be your fucking therapist. If that's the case, I need a substantial raise. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where are you at now with your journey?
Well, my journey,
Yeah.
I'm just doing my time. I'm just being true to myself, like I told him. You just got to do your time, be true to yourself. Don't let people dictate who you want to be, because everyone has a persona they put out there, you know? You only know your truth. So for me to be in here and live my life in here, I just do what I got to do for myself, not the next man, not my family on the streets, because that comes later on in life, just for me, you know? So I can live as harmonious as I can while I'm in here.
Outside of your freedom, what is the biggest thing that you want for self?
I want to be, for myself personally, I just want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, look, you did it. You're that guy, you know? You live your life truly who you are. You ain't letting other people dictate how you live your life no more. And it's hard to do in here because, you know, SEALs, you got to count time, you got all those stuff. You can't do nothing. You can't even take a piss without them being on you. I want to be able to do everything for me, myself, without anyone have to tell me what to do or what I can't do. That's my main thing that I want for myself.
If you had the chance to blast out a message to the entire world, this was your last spoken words to the entire world, and you wanted to tell them something, what would it be?
Just be true to yourself. That's like the best thing I could say. Is be true to yourself, because you know your truths and no one else could tell you otherwise. You know, if you're a liar, then you're a liar. Be true to it. Don't try to be something that you're not. Everyone tries to lie and put their ego up, but be who you are. No matter what they say. If you're a fucked up dude, well, fuck it. Be a fucked up dude. Straight up. Don't change who you are for the next man. If that's your persona and that's who you really are, be who you are. It doesn't matter what
And
the next
don't
guy
get
says.
upset when the world
Yup,
spank you.
because that's you. Why are you mad? I ain't mad at the world. I'm gonna be who I am, and if you got a problem with it, well, that's you. That's not my problem for you to have a problem with me. You deal with it the way you will, and I'll deal with it the way I will. So be true to yourself.
It's pretty good.
For yourself, what would it be?
Last words to the world, huh?
No, the first one. If something for yourself, what would it be? If you had something that you would want outside of freedom?
Oh, something that I want outside of freedom is to be successful, you know? I'm telling you, I be thinking about that shit all the time. Normal stuff.
Financial successful?
Just successful, you know. I want to be happy, successful, you know, like financially. I want to be, you know, I want to be in a good spot in my life, you know. And if that comes without money, you know, okay, you know, like, but if that comes with money, that's where I want to be, you know.
And if you had to, let's say you got kids,
Yeah.
same message, but right now that message would be sent via however the hell it's sent over the internet, whatever, to your child's classroom. And you're not only delivering this message to your child, but the entire school. What would be your message?
Just to be respectful, you know, to love everybody and respect everybody and treat people with kindness and compassion. And if somebody needs help, to help them, you know. Just that's what I try to teach my kids whenever I see them, and my wife's always showing them. It's just love and kindness, you know. It really is the way. Because if I'm kind and loving to you, and I'm kind of loving to you, like, well, what's the issue, you know? Where's the issue? Where's there ever gonna be an issue? How is there ever? Even if you got an outside problem, you know, and I'm there for you, like, how are you gonna, you know, how is that gonna affect? How are you gonna have a bad day with that, you know?
That's such a complicated logic right there. That's it's common sense is not common. And when you make something so logic and so beautiful like that, it messes people's minds up. I deal with it. I'll be sitting there and I'll be talking to somebody and they will completely disagree with what I'm saying because it's not what they agree with. It's not the way that they want to do it and fine tune it. And then you have to stop and say, but is what I'm doing wrong? Passing out food to the homeless. Dude took a whole bag of clothes that somebody else bought. And because he didn't want to give another homeless person the clothes, he opened up a can of Vienna sausages and just threw the juice all on his. Bro, I did not go buy this shit for you to do all this to it. In that state, initially, bro, I'll smack you right now. I'll really smack you for playing with me like this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's old me. New me,
Compassion.
I sat back, I said, let me look at this from an angle. He might have mental health issues. He might be on drugs. That first one alone, just go ahead and eliminate it. Now let me look at where my higher power source is. I'm Muslim, not the best Muslim, but I'm Muslim. I have my core values. And within that, it says any person who has a mental health issue, they're majnoon. They're automatically granted into heaven because they're not there mentally. So I go ahead and swipe that. Then the third thing is, if I'm coming and I'm presenting you with love and you turning it away, I'm not finna beg you to let me love you. So in that moment, I verbalize it. Look, bro, I'm not finna beg you to, you don't wanna take this love, baby, it's all good. It's okay. You don't have to take that. Whatever you're going through in your head, like how he's saying, that's on you. Your character defects, your drug addiction, your self-hatred, all that. That's how you separate the wolves from the sheep. A man that could walk on that yard and walk directly across that yard with all type of bullshit going on. It got to the point where I was walking past and I see a dude getting stabbed. He getting toe up. Man, I don't even want to look. It's not even a I'm minding my business thing. It's just, man, I'm over that. Like at some point you just be like, come on, bro. Are you done? I know the process of the jungle. I know the rules of the jungle, but do I have to open up my eyes and take on this man's trauma for what he's done? No, that's not me. And the biggest thing that all of us gonna have to deal with is when we get out there and it's not facing your kids, it's not facing the homies, it's not facing the church. You know who gonna be the one that's gonna get under your skin and tear your ass up worse than anybody?
Don't be yourself.
No. That woman. Yeah, that come at night when you by yourself. But during the day, as you doing things and your lady with you, it's gonna the women. It's a natural, nurturing state. But we did something to them along the way. We neglected, we abused, we did a lot of bullshit. So when they get to yelling at us like they gonna do, or get to talking crazy like they gonna do, accept it. You know, you got sentenced to prison, now you got sentenced to this woman, and it's not a bad thing, because she gonna help get you right. They naturally wanna help. Now, whether you choose to abuse it or not, it is what it is. So how can you help him along? Well, you already said it. Are you gonna help him?
Yeah, of course. You know.
And then once we come back up here, am I gonna see a plan?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I would love to.
Don't say it. Don't say it if you're not gonna stand on it.
Yeah, I would love to make a plan, you know, like for my, for my future success. I mean, even if it's just a short-term 6-month plan or something,
You go to the border, no?
No, I'm not. I'll have a.
That's the key to it. Find somebody that's going to the parole. It helped me a lot. Even though I was like, I'm still gonna get out, I still went to the parole board. Find someone who's preparing to go to the parole board or going to the parole board, because they have to have the conflict resolution plan. They have to have the relapse prevention plan. They have to have the 6-month, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan. They have to have all that lined up. They have to have the jobs lined up before they get out, the community support. That's a foolproof plan for your getting back out into society, and it should be your life plan of what you're gonna do. Because when you get out, they ask you, who's the first person that you're supposed to call? Who's the first person you call when you get out?
Hey, PO, right?
Exactly. So you got it. Just got to follow through with it, bro. So we can shake on that?
Of course.
You,
If you're down, I'm down.
you know what that means.
Let's do it.
All right, don't threaten me with a good time. All right. Y'all seen that? All right. Oh, you got a picture?
Can I see a pen real quick? I need to put something down real. Just get this out the way.
Contractual agreements.
Yes, sir.
What's up, my guy? We just need to get an all Laker wall. Yeah, we just need you painted that?
Actually, I think they're taking that down.
You said Golden State. Where? Where? In front of the Staples Center? That's how you know he been in here for. They don't even call it the Staples Center no more. I felt bad too. I was like, the Staples Center. They was like, it's not the Staples Center no more. Oh my God. Any questions? Questions? Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So you mean to tell me none of y'all have questions? There you go. Well, my character defects would come from antisocial behaviors, impulse reactivity issues, which I can go back and go through the insight of how that began. So if you went into the detail of your childhood, that would have been good. No, because that's where you have to go back to the square root.
Yeah.
So we look at the mental health aspect within the Black and brown culture. Do we talk to mental health? As a kid, it's shunned upon. The mental health aspect is almost as a parallel as being gay in the Black and brown community. And it's because it's been psychologically brought upon us. Now let's go deeper into how that begun. They say don't trust a certain group of people because a certain group of people is associated with the things that they do. Take it back to the South, integration of the schools. Take it to policing. Take it to social work. So they purposely said, stay away from this group of people because they bring about this. Then you look into the household that you're in. If mama don't know how to talk to people, daddy don't know how to talk to people, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna know how to talk to people. Put that into the school system. If I have a child who antisocial, doesn't know how to talk, doesn't know how to read, and he goes into a schoolhouse where you have kids that know how to shoot the shit, being that he doesn't know how to speak back and communicate properly, what is that gonna lead to? An implosion inside, then an explosion outside, because there's a conflict within itself. Then you look at the TV, what does that add on? Why does this kid have the good shoes, the gated fence, and all that? Well, being that I'm not white, and they're white and they have all the things in life, now I don't like myself because they got the finer things in life. Those are all character defects. Then the fighting comes into it. Because although mom says don't fight, I get applauded when my homies have me fight. Because he's fearless. He don't care about anything. So that's just barely going to the 5th grade. That's a heavy insight. So when you get the dialogue with people with that, they see what's really, really going on. They get to see what your impulse, YA gave me that impulse. Because in YA, what happens? Somebody disrespects you and you don't fight them in 3 to 4 seconds, you're deemed a lover. You under the guns, you under the cuetes, go find you a daddy. And what comes with that? So you need to be extremely violent, extremely impulsive, you don't need to think, and that's that. Transfer age 16, 20 years later, sitting inside the California Department of Corrections. How many people are still dealing with that?
Every day.
Character defects. Until you go back and face it, look in the mirror, step 5, which is my favorite, that's when it comes into play. Step 4 or 5, take a fearless and moral inventory. All right. Well, damn it, step 4. See? And for the people out there, the man behind the camera, we will not say his name, but saved me a long time ago. Good peoples. When he get out, he might be my co-host. Mic drop. All right. Fellas, I appreciate it. Thank you for allowing us to come out here. It's going to be a long-ass drive back to LA. I can't wait to come back inside for the different things that we have going on, that curriculum. Mr. Shin, please get us involved with that curriculum as much as possible so we can put it together and get all the programs and ultimately freedom up out of here. All right? Appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you.
Looking out, Nat.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Take something away from it.
Thank you, y'all. Appreciate you.
A podcast called Strangest Fruit.